Yeah, I think kind of how you said there's two separate types of honesty and ways to approach things, especially in sports, in a team sport like this. You have to have like your overall team and how you're going to approach that, and then like you said, the individuals. And I think the overall team is a pretty simple thing to handle because everybody gets kind of told it, or it's like kind of known from the jump. It's like, hey, this is what our goal is. This is what's expected of you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hey, can you take the dogs out? Are you going on an appointment? Okay. That's okay. Sorry about that. Please
no, no worries. We have a dog here too. Luckily, my fiance has him like trapped in the room with her during her meeting, so hopefully he doesn't bark. Yeah, so there's just those two separate ways that you can approach it. And the team thing, like I said, I feel like it's totally very structured. It's known by everybody. Like there's no way around that. But when you get down to the individual, there's so many different reactions that you can get. Like even when I was out in Denmark, there were guys that really, at the time, like when you're on the court, do not want to hear you say it. They don't want to hear you correct them. They don't want to hear how they can get it better. But then once the practice ends and they're cooled off and they're not even cooled off like mentally, I mean like literally like not sweating and just in a chill environment, then they want to talk for like hours about how they can get better. And then there's other guys that respond by like getting on them and yelling at them. And I was always like I said, with my family and it just being so aggressive, like even when I was in Denmark, I stopped our practices a few times like on my own and like yelled at our whole team, like out of anger and frustration that people weren't like working hard enough. And, that's not always the best way to handle it. That's kind of one of my, I guess, coping ways or something whenever I'm not happy with it, is that a military family yelling works for me. So why can't it work elsewhere? But yeah, there's just so many different approaches. But I think that you need to be somebody who can understand people and understand a different mindset if you're really going to thrive and strive as a good teammate. Because you can be a really good player and really good for the team, but you may not come off as a good teammate. Like you look at Michael Jordan and stuff like that, where he was a total dick. And everybody knew him as like the asshole, but he got results. And it's like when he was off the court, he was helping you out. But if you were on the court not doing your thing, that's your problem. But so I wouldn't quite say that I take that approach to it where I'm just like an asshole to everybody, but I have my spurts where it comes out. But I think understanding the people around you is the best way to be able to have that balance.
It is interesting because there's such a spectrum of people. And yeah, you have these Kobe Bryants and Michael Jordans where they'll be in practice calling people out and talking shit the whole time, and their teammates think that they hate them. And then there's a Canadian school, Trinity Western, and those guys just seem like they're brothers. They love the hell out of each other. And so I think that that's their form of leadership and camaraderie, whereas they're super successful. And then and like I said, on the other side of the spectrum, maybe you have those individuals that push and pull a team, and it's not that one or the other is more successful, but it's just tailoring the experience to each individual, like you said.
Yeah, and I've seen some clips and stuff of that team playing, and they are insane. They play like a professional team right off the jump. Like they're a very good program.